You know,
So
Chairman,
there was
as a
no
lawyer,
need to annex them to my
you know, as a
affidavit.
lawyer, if you file an appeal, if there is no notice of appeal, there is no record of appeal without notice of appeal. It's the mandatory document. When it comes to presidential elections, unless there is Form 34C, 34C, where do you declare your results without Form 34C? It's a crucial document that is supposed to be in your affidavit.
I'm saying the documents were already filed to the Supreme Court in accordance with the law. And the Supreme Court deliberated that matter and arrived at a judgment on the 5th of September.
What time did you announce the results, Mr. Chairman? Presidential results, what time?
I don't remember the exact time, but it was around 6 p.m.
6 p.m.
on the 15th of August.
What time did you upload Form 34C in the format prescribed in the Elections Act in the Iebc portal?
As tallying and verification was ongoing, Form 34C was automatically generated into the system and uploaded to the public portal.
You know, there's a populating and what have you, but
Yes.
the final Form 34C, it says, the Act says you publish the entire Form 34C before announce the results. Did you ever upload the entire Form 34C before announce the results?
The sequence of events was that after the agents had signed the result from 34C, it was uploaded, and I think that then you can get evidence from the records in the server, but it was uploaded to the best of my knowledge.
My instructions, Chairman, is until today, we don't have Form 34C in the Iebc portal.
And what I can say is that Form 34As, Form 34Bs, and the entire Form 34C was uploaded to the server. And the server kept on running until I think it was deactivated in end of
There's
November.
a server and there's
Yes.
a portal. There's a server which is no one is accessing. But I'm
portal
saying
is just
public
a-
portal. I'm saying the public can someone access it? If we now we log on to Iebc now, can we get the 34C in
The
in
server,
format?
the public portal is actually a server, runs on a server. And all the forms were uploaded through the August period, September, October, November. And maintaining the server being an expensive affair, I think the commission deactivated it at the end of November because it requires a lot of money to maintain the firewalls. So if you logged in now,
Yeah.
it will not be there, but it was there up and running until November.
We can always get
30th November, and that evidence is there.
So you're saying there's evidence that it was actually uploaded on the system?
All the forms,
Not the forms, not the forms. You know the law says
and that 4C was not just uploaded, but shared again with hard copies were shared with all the presidential candidates and the agents subsequent to the declaration, during declaration and after. So they were uploaded and they were shared. So those documents are out there.
so. The meetings again of 3 a.m. and 2 p.m. There were no results. Peter likes saying that I like legal maxims, law maxims. You know the maxim ex nihilo nihil fit.
Sorry?
Ex nihilo nihil fit. Nothing comes out of nothing. So if there were no results, there was nothing to be moderated. There was nothing to be discussed.
Well, that's your opinion, but the commissioners were part and parcel of the process, and the exercise had been completed.
I'm saying,
And,
that is, that's a legal principle. Nothing comes out of nothing. By the way, the results that the commissioners kept going to read to the public, you're aware they were handwritten. They were never typed.
Well, the
None of them was
process, just to take you back, the Form 34S came with the returning officer together with 34B, and where there were a bit of errors in the Form 34B, it was corrected, and before posting into populating the Form 34C. So Where there were those corrections, I think that's could be on the Form 34B. And that's where the handwritten issue may be coming in. But whatever was written was in agreement with agents and the teams that were on the.
No, but I'm saying they were
floor.
just handwritten for the record. They were not. They were
not all of them, but
most of them.
a number of them.
Just to go back, when you know you've been with the three commissioners, Molu and Gulia, for basically 6 years. So you had built a kind of a comradeship with the three of them. When the four joined you in September, did you do anything to bond the groups, the two groups, to gel? Did you create a unified commission?
About comradeship, I don't know. We were just working.
I mean, it's public perception. It's public knowledge, Chairman, that
yeah.
we always saw the three of you and the other four were together. The three of you were separate. So I don't know. Maybe it's public perception. We have it wrong.
I don't know where you saw. In the commission, we worked together, and as your client, everybody had we were free with each other, and we took all the trouble to ensure that the new commissioners were up to speed, including. But
did you gel the groups? Did you try to create one unified commission?
We had various retreats. Yeah. We had trainers. We bonded and we gelled, and we took them through the process of elections, which it's documented.
When you finished reading the results on 15th of August, you told us, the other commissioner said they went to hide. Did you also go to hide?
No, I went to my house, okay. And I was in my house throughout. I didn't go to hide anywhere.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Do you know Peter Chelanga? Have you met him? A person called Peter Chelanga?
No, I've not met Peter Chelanga.
When you had the issue of the materials at the airport, when they were seized the materials, the election materials, and somewhat it was resolved, you didn't have a role in the resolution of the. Okay. Let me ask a blunt question: did you meet the president to resolve the issue?
On which materials?
When they were seized at the airport from those, what is it, Venezuelans or what? There was some materials you were seized at the airport, it was public knowledge.
Yes.
Did you meet the president to resolve it?
No, I didn't meet the president, but the issue was resolved.
When the Venezuelans were arrested, did you meet the president?
During that time?
Yes.
When?
The Venezuelans were arrested.
No, I did not meet the president.
Did you talk to him?
No, I didn't talk to the president.
And the material was seized, did you talk to him?
No.
But they were somewhat resolved.
I spoke with the Director of Criminal Investigations and the Inspector General of Police on those issues.
As I say again, Chairman, all this is one day will come out, how it was done. But for now, we'll just leave it like that. When did you know, at what point did you know the results were ready to be announced?
At what point?
Yes, what time of the day?
What time, when Marijan brought them, I can't tell the exact time, but it was around, maybe around 4 p.m. or thereabouts.
So this was 15 August? 15th of August?
Yes, 15th of August.
When did you send out invites? With what date?
The invites for declaration was...
No. Yeah. To the presidential candidates, to either both or one of them, to attend the results.
I think that was done in the morning when we had finished with the verification and tallying. Then we invited them to come at 3, hoping that we've gone through all the other processes by then.
My information, Chairman, and I've seen the documents, that you can send invites on 12th of August. Can you remember?
Sorry? I didn't.
You send invites on 12th of August.
I don't think that's true. The invites must be dated. If they're here, you can show me the one. You can show me the one you are referring to.
You gave approval on 12th of August.
I don't remember that.
We'll ask again. We'll know. Chairman, do you know the 4 petitioners who have filed to remove, who filed this petition initially? There's Reverend Dennis Nzumbi, Geoffrey Langat, War Steve Jerry, and the other guy, the chairman of the other party, is called Volume 1. Zakaria Matayo.
I don't know them personally.
Have you met them?
No, except I think from what I've seen on TV, I think I can maybe pick out a few faces in this room now, but I have not met them before.
So just finally, so you're not a witness of these 4 people?
They are not the ones who brought me.
I was
brought here by
the tribunal.
Yeah, tribunal.
Just for the record, so we know
yes,
that.
I was invited by the tribunal.
So you did not play any part in preparing the 4 petitions filed in National Assembly? Did you play any part in preparing the petitions?
No, I did not.
Were you aware of them?
I was only aware when the matters went before the parliament.
But you were not aware before?
No.
Finally, Chairman, do you have confidence in the Supreme Court as an institution of this country, established by the Constitution of Kenya? Do you have confidence in our Supreme Court?
Yes, I do. Well, it's part of the rule of law, and we respect the judiciary, not just the Supreme Court, but all the courts as an arm of government. And
do you have confidence in this tribunal set up by the Constitution and Article 251?
Yes, I do.
So last week when you were presenting your final post-election evaluation report, I mean, I watched in the media again, I heard you in the media, you were calling for establishment of commission of inquiry.
Yes.
On the election dispute.
Yes.
I have read your report, the post-election report. Nowhere in the report have you made any allegations, have you made any adverse findings on the process, even in your forwarding letter, in the covering letter in the report. So I just want to understand, in what context did you now go outside the report and outside your own covering letter in the report to call for establishment of a commission of inquiry? Is it that you didn't trust, or you didn't like the Supreme Court judgment, or you don't have faith in this tribunal? I just want to understand the context, because you know this process is ongoing. You knew the Supreme Court decision. So what was it that made you ask for a commission of inquiry?
We ran a transparent election, I believe, free, fair, transparent election. And if you notice from the last 3 elections we have had, 2013, 2017, under the new constitution, we've been improving gradually. In the last election, everything went well except the incidents at Bomas and also in some areas like Narok and other counties where there was some violence. And where I sit, as I leave the commission, I believe that we should never have a repeat of those incidents. We must get to the root of it to ensure that that doesn't. That's the only problem we have as a country, that those incidents happen. And I believe a commission of inquiry would perhaps be the best way. And not just me, the commission actually wrote to the president to look into how that can be set up.
But yes. You know, Chairman, what I'm saying as we conclude this thing is, we had our worst election violence in 2007. Our elections were nullified in 2017. Our elections were upheld in 2022, and the Supreme Court said they were excellent elections. So I want to understand the context and your motivation in asking for a commission of inquiry in 2022, which Supreme Court found was near perfect, and not calling for 2017 inquiry, 2007, or is your memory limited, or, I mean, historical memory is limited?
Well, I don't understand the question.
I'm saying we've had worse situation. We have 2017, which we chaired, which was nullified, and there was violence in 2017. We had very limited violence in 2022, but they're very limited. but you called for commission of inquiry in 2022. So if you're saying, as you've claimed yourself by the, under the Evidence Act, when you claim, you take the high road section of the Evidence Act, your own integrity must be put into question as a witness. So you've called for commission of inquiry to 2022 elections when there was no violence. We didn't have much killings. We had killings in 2007, and we had elections nullified in 2017. You were the chairman in 2017. If you are riding the high moral, you're working on the high moral ground basically, and asking for elections commission of inquiry for 2022, should have had the same courage to ask from 2017 until now. Why didn't you ask from 2017 until 2022?
There was no violence in 2017. What we are talking about here is violence. We are talking about individuals attempting to subvert the will of the people. None of these issues were there earlier. And this can only be unearthed in,
Chairman, under your watch,
a situation
2017,
like this one.
People were actually killed in your commission. 2019, there were threats, even on you. So you should have asked for actual commission of inquiry for 2017 and 2022. I'm saying, if you, following your sequence of thought, you cannot be selective on 2022 and not 2017. Chairman, just before I conclude, just before I leave you, I don't want to, the final issue. The Supreme Court judgment, my last issue, Supreme Court judgment, actually voided Regulation 87 that you kept using to run a one-man show at the Iebc. You remember the regulation was nullified by the Supreme Court judgment, 2022?
Yes.
And the Supreme Court, in its finding again, Chairman, they read your affidavits, your 3 affidavits. They read the affidavits of all the other commissioners. And they came to the conclusion that the dispute between the 3 of you and the other 4 commissioners was a boardroom dispute. They had your issues in the affidavit about the 3 a.m. meetings, 2 p.m. meetings, about the press conference of Serena. The Supreme Court had all those issues, and they reached a finding. So as a chair, as a lawyer, you filed 3 affidavits before the Supreme Court, and you made all those allegations. You gave the Supreme Court all the documents which we've not been provided for. And the Supreme Court did not find anything wrong with the conduct of the 4 commissioners. They don't even find anything wrong with the other 3 commissioners. They don't find anything wrong with the Iebc as a whole. The only thing they found was that it was an internal issue, it was an administrative dispute, which should be fixed by the commission. So why do you still want Commissioner Irene Masit to be followed for the events of 15 August when the Supreme Court already had it and determined it?
Well, as I said, the Supreme Court had 9 issues for determination. 9. And all those issues were dealt with. There was no issue as to the governance structures of the Iebc. If there was, then we could have filed a relevant affidavit to that effect. But having said so, I think the recommendations of the Supreme Court is what informs part of the post-election evaluation, and I believe those issues will be addressed by the incoming commission.
Chairman, have you read of the judgment, paragraphs 2008 to 244 of the judgment of the Supreme Court? They actually made findings on the affidavits.
Yes, I'm saying the issues for determination. As a council, we answer to the issues for determination. And the issue about how the commission is governed was not one of the issues. If it was, we would have filed relevant documentation to give the Supreme Court a chance to make a finding on whether the commission follows those governance structures or not. And I believe those findings could not have been the same if we had that opportunity to put the documentation before the Supreme Court.
My understanding of the judgment is that they actually reached conclusions on the conduct of the commissioners, the 7 commissioners, and made findings in paragraph 243, and the last final findings of the judgment. So again, I'm asking, if the Supreme Court had your affidavit, let's say again, let me agree with you that they did not reach a finding on it, but they had your affidavit in which you set out the disputes. You set out the meetings of 3 a.m. in the morning, or 2 o'clock Serena conference. So if there was anything wrong with those incidences, why didn't the Supreme Court decide on them? And the evidence before them?
I think that's for the Supreme Court to say. I don't know what the judges considered or did not consider, but all I know is that all those affidavits were filed around the same time on 26th, 27th, and there was no time for filing further affidavits and rebuttals and so forth because of the limited time we were given. So I believe we put what we could in terms of focusing on the issues that had been set for determination.
No, because when you spoke initially, Chairman, you were so into the word, can I say, emotional about it, that there was like breach of the Constitution. There was like an intention to subvert the will of the people. When did you file your affidavit?
To the Supreme Court?
Yes.
I think they were done on the 26th
of August.
Of August.
The incidents you're referring to are 15th of August. You had 2 weeks to do, about 11 days to do the affidavit. So if you are so minded that there was an intentional will to subvert the Constitution or to the will of the people, because you set it out in the affidavit, and it was dealt with by the Supreme Court. So my issue is that why is it being revisited? It has been dealt with by the Supreme Court. Should it be with finality? Do you have an issue against Commissioner Irene? You don't want to sit in the commission?
I'm here on invitation of counsel for the tribunal, and what I came to say is that what I said in the affidavit is true to the best of my knowledge on events that happened. As for Commissioner Masid, what I've said is what she said, and that's why I'm here.
Thank you, Chairman.
Yes.
Re-examination. Yes, I'll have five issues to re-examine. Mr. Chebukati.
Yes.
At the beginning of cross-examination, you asked whether you had any issues with Commissioner Irene Masit, and then there's one specific issue you picked but you didn't explain. You said that you had an issue she had filed cases against the Commission. Kindly clarify.
Sorry.